All right, everybody. Stream's live. Telegram's good to go. Recording. We're going to give everybody a couple minutes to pile in. And so feel free to talk amongst yourself. Joe, your mic sounded perfect.
Excellent.
And you're sounding a little bit better. How are you feeling today, man?
Yeah, I'm like 98% there, so feeling good.
Good, man. Good. You pushed through and now you're stronger, right? Stronger for the better.
That's right.
One more pesky virus under your immunity belt, and you're, always building, right? Always building the compounds.
That's right. Hardening that shell, right?
Yep.
Mr. Big, I like your little tag there. The bullshit stops when the green flag drops.
That's right. That you can use that for almost anything. A lot of bull in this world, Facts are.
There is.
Yep. But there's no bull about EMP.
Just the bullish stuff. Only bullish stuff.
We're for real, folks. Check us out.
And when ETH recovers really strong above 4,000, bull's going to go for a run because we'll have a bull run then, right?
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Oh, I like that.
That's terrible. Oh, corny dad joke. I'm fired.
All the dads are celebrating in the audience here, like, oh yeah, freaking great one. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use that. Any lottery winners going to be in this audience tonight? Speak up.
Yeah, we got a tiny one today, 97 largest deposit, but we're still an hour and 14 minutes away, so
that's right.
Anything can happen.
Absolutely. Anything and everything can happen. I think, I know. Let me be more absolute, speak with conviction. But I think DeFi is crazy for Detonator, and it does take a little bit, news to get around DeFi. But we've seen the enhancements, upgrades, whatever you want to call them. Use your term, whatever. We've seen just some tremendous action, especially on that win button. That's the win it now. It's a set prize, 2% of the pool, and then as Joe likes to say, you get a BOGO, a buy one get one, for anybody that's unfamiliar with that term. But it's a twofer, a BOGO doubler. Like you put in 2%, you get 2%, and so I think it's really amazing, and it really kind of cuts down, as Mr. Big says, cuts down on the BS. That's the green flag dropping, and everything's ready to go. All systems go here, and I see PEG is climbing back up. ETH is stabilized from that pump, and remember, as always, everything in this ecosystem is under our control because we're all the owners here. We're all the central bankers, if you will. I probably shouldn't use that term. It's a pretty derogatory term, probably in crypto. So, but the point is we control this ecosystem. Right at our fingertips, right? And we're not, out there digging ditches in the sun, killing ourselves to build this ecosystem. Now, what you put into this ecosystem is a different story, be it money, be it time, be it both of those things. You had to sacrifice for those things to put them in EMP. So I would encourage everybody to be that responsible actor, that, person that is, not looking for that 100x, but looking for, to build something, be it, the community, your bags, whatever. And I think, you can even start out with a more kind of a individual approach, like, I'm just going to do this for myself. And a lot of people, when they jump into this ecosystem, say, you know what, I'm going to chase APRs, and that's how I'm going to do it. Hey, that's what most people are going to do when they see it, because it's DeFi, it's crypto, and people really want those gains until they start understanding how the system actually works and how it's actually beneficial for them to be really spread out throughout the system, because that helps them protect their own bags. And what do you mean by helps them protect their own bags? Well, like in anything, when you have a balanced approach, you just have better footing. You're more stable, and so your life just looks a little bit better, a little bit easier. And instead of trying to juggle 10 different things and chasing all those APRs from project to project to project. Here, the great thing is that by remaining balanced, making sure you have that end goal in mind of where you want to get, when you take a balanced approach, you're going to find that a balanced approach is really like that straight line analogy, and the fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. It's not that crooked line that squirrels all around like that sign on Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he was driving, but it's a straight line. The straight line that get you there the fastest, most effective way possible. And it seems very, very strange for me to sit here and tell you that, chasing lower APRs in the system, or being in one part of the system that has lower APRs and another part that has slightly higher, is going to get you to your goal faster. But we've all heard that story about the tortoise and the hare, and the tortoise is go, 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 or excuse me, the hare, the rabbit, is go, 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 go. I got to get there, always wants to get there super fast, but it's the tortoise sort of that really kind of just slow and consistent, keeps on moving and understanding. When you're in crypto, nothing is really a marathon, or excuse me, it's not a race, it's a marathon, and we want to get there, to the end. That's really the best thing. It's not to, take off like a rocket out of the gate, but to slowly kind of build up and understand, what kind of race you're running and how is the best way to get to the end, and so that you can, repeat that over and over and over again. And, the great thing about crypto is that, there's a lot of great things. I mean, I love crypto, so, but one of the really great things is that we have this choice to do whatever we want here, to make the decisions, for ourselves. And the crazy thing, it seems strange, but the thing in this ecosystem is that the thing that is most selfish, for your portfolio, is actually, the most selfish thing for the ecosystem, to help it grow, to help your bags grow. Because once you come to this understanding that you actually are the ecosystem, you'll be like, oh, really? Yes, you are really the ecosystem, and everything you do really has an impact on here. If it's financial, if it's the things that you type in the channel, the things that you say to people, like on YouTube, videos, or anywhere on social media. So, the best thing to do is always be positive, constructive, helpful. And, AJ says this really good thing that I like, is that sometimes even the best thing to do is nothing, right? Like, if you don't know what to say, you don't know how something operates, you don't know what the news is, maybe the best thing to do is say nothing, and just wait and see, what somebody else posts, and, if that information really strikes home to you and makes a lot of sense. And, in crypto, because we are all owners of this ecosystem, we can have those knee-jerk reactions where we want to say, oh, this person's doing this, or that person's doing this, and they're not doing the right thing, or the treasury's not doing this, or how come we're under peg? And at the end of the day, we can never control what anybody else does except ourselves. And then so we should always try to be conscientious, instead of saying somebody, is a bad actor, or somebody is not doing enough of something. We can't control those things, but we can control what we type, the things we say. And then I say that because we want to make sure that, we focus on us. You singularly, I can only control myself. You can only control yourself. And, when we're responsible to ourselves, we're going to make better decisions in this ecosystem, and the ecosystem is going to grow. And sometimes I know it is so hard to see that, when we're under peg, and, it's so scary, and, I just don't know what's going to happen. But I can tell you, I've been here since day one. I've seen us go from, actually quite high TWAP at one point, over 2, all the way down to 0.5. and we recovered just fine. The community, it was a really galvanizing event for the community for that to happen. Oh, and hello, we have a guest star here today. Yeah. Anywho, I'm Bull Gates. I got my co-host with the most, who has been on a little mini vacation. If he wants to say something, feel free, brother.
What's up, guys? I'm back. Oh man, it's been a hell of a last 7 days. I apologize for being away. It's that damn Disney bathrooms and no more live streams from the Disney bathrooms, right, Bull?
Yeah, man. Yeah. We all miss you, man. We're always reassured to see you here, to hear you here, and without sounding too corny, you're the lead, you're the face, you're the voice of this project, and when you're not here, sometimes people might snipe a little bit at each other, but then there are other people that really kind of pick everybody up and kind of push everybody forward, and so that being said, it's nice to hear you and nice to see you back.
Yeah, Bull. No, bro. Again, man, you've held it down for me. Again, shout out to Bull Gates and Joe and all of you on the AMAs that have held it down while I was gone. You deserve more credit than you ever even are willing to take, Bull. Because again, man, we couldn't do without you. So thank you, and you're gonna need a vacation next, man. I know you would never admit that, but you definitely need a break too, brother. And yeah, no, I'm happy to be back. I missed all you guys. I'm still not 100%. I'm still a little bit short of breath. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. And there is a few things that I wanted to go over. I'm still going to let Bull and Joe kind of take the lead here. Just again, so I don't get too worn out here. But real fast, Bull, before we kind of move on to anything, I know one of the major things that I wanted to just get on and discuss was the unfortunate last 24 to 48 hours of liquid capital. So we are getting information still. I will do a post-mortem on liquid capital and give all of you, as much info as I can. But as of right this minute, liquid capital has decided to shut down. They will be issuing a partial refund to all of the investors. I'm hoping that is at least about a 50% refund. We'll see what the final numbers are. When we do partnerships, we spend months ahead of time getting to know these people, getting to know their track record. We always partner with people that have had proven records. The majority of the Liquid Capital team has had other successful projects. We do everything we possibly can to bring opportunities to all of you that we believe in, and even myself. I know I made an announcement yesterday. I still believed in everything that Liquid Capital was doing, and it's just unfortunate that the space is still filled with a lot of immaturity. Even some of the more seasoned developers and project managers, they don't have the acumen and the business sense that it takes to pull off a successful project. And unfortunately, I think that's kind of what has happened here. There was a lot of miscommunication, a lot of bad decisions, and rather than putting in the hard work like we do at EMP, to right the situation, they've chosen to just give up. So it's really disappointing. And again, I wish that we could be more, have the control that we wish we could have and make it right. But unfortunately, it is out of our control at this point. That the failure of Liquid Capital is no reflection on the failure of EMP. I know a lot of you may have lost some money, and I'm truly sorry for that. But it is DeFi. This is the risk that you take getting into other projects. And so now I would say whatever refund you're able to get, you can put it into EMP or any other project that you think does have the acumen to sustain. And we're going to do everything in our power to, again, continue to build here at EMP. And really, moving forward, we're going to be even more careful on the partnerships that we announce. But again, we don't have all the info yet. So when we do, I'm happy to go into it more. But Bull, I just want to come on and kind of give an update on that for sure.
Yeah, of course, man. I think that was the hot topic of conversation, and it's really easy to say, when you look at it, like, oh, that's that's a rug pull, and I always try to be, and I'm not perfect. I mean, I have a lot of failings. Just ask my wife. I need to be a better listener. A bunch of stuff. I don't really pay attention, but the point here is that. I wanted to just kind of talk about that, being responsible for the things that you say and you do in the ecosystem, and that, like, when we, like AJ just really, kind of articulated that, it's unfortunate when, like, these things happen, but, we should always try to be very careful about our words, especially, because we're investors, we're owners of specifically this platform. And, when people say things like it's a rug pull, it was a scam, etc., there is a vast difference between a scam, a rug pull, and like a project that just didn't work out. And that doesn't mean the idea was bad. It could have meant the execution was bad. It could have meant that the timing was wrong. Any number of things, but we have to really be diligent about this for really the future of crypto too, because when we say, I assume that everybody that's in crypto, loves what it stands for, loves what it can be, and really hates the things, when they get somebody steals from them or they get scammed, etc. But I always want to try to be careful with the words that I choose when I say, what happened to a project and, and why, right? Because let's just take a hypothetical project, from 5 years ago when, let's say it was doing really well, and then, some external influences in the world had an impact on it, and that project failed, right? And if a lot of people end up saying, well, it was a rug pull, that's really damaging, not only to obviously that project, but the people that were involved with it, but also the space in general, because when misinformation like that goes out, their normie friend is going to hear like, oh, DeFi is all about rug pulls and scams. No, we need to be able to articulate the difference between a rug pull, a scam, and a project that just didn't work for, it could be any number of reasons, be it, economic reasons, timing, confidence reasons in the market. And we all know that crypto's fast moving, and there are a lot of moving pieces. So let's just try, in the future to be very conscientious of speaking poorly about other projects, particularly when we don't know why something disbanded, why it failed, etc. And because we have to remember, like, if you were an investor in a project and it failed, and you say that it's a rug pull, well, does that mean that you participated in a rug pull and that you're partially responsible? I don't know. It could, because if you are there to supply that type of capital to people that are bad actors, I would say that you participated in the rug pull yourself. Now, you were a victim there, but you encouraged it to happen. And I'm not saying this about, liquid capital. I am talking specifically or generically, hypothetically about in any type of project, and why we should be more careful about our words, because when we're saying things like scams and rug pulls, and somebody that, might be just in crypto into blue chips, and they hear us, people, typing, about DeFi, they're going to be like, oh yeah, DeFi is garbage. It's total, total shit, bunch of scammers. I'll never touch it. And that's why we have to be very, very conscientious about the way that we speak about projects, because we are indirectly speaking about ourselves. We are shaping the future of DeFi, by pushing out information that maybe is not accurate. And so I would just encourage everybody to please be more aware of the things that you say and type. And clearly I can't influence what anybody does, but I would hope to see that, like, for people to realize that, like, if you want DeFi to be a better place, all of it starts with this personal responsibility about how we, speak about other projects, how we speak about those other communities, the economics of something. There's a big difference between constructive criticism and criticism, without any merit. And when we criticize and we don't have anything to back that up, we're really only hurting the future of crypto and DeFi, because the more that a message like that gets put out, the ears basically of governing bodies, if you will, hear that. And what they hear is like, okay, well, looks like we need to get involved. It looks like we need to shape this space and tell them how to run things, and because they can't be responsible for themselves. And so, yep, that's what we're going to do. And I don't think anybody wants, that type of a space where there's a lack of opportunity for all the regular Joes and Janes here. And I know I am, very determined to make this the space that, I think that it was set out to be when that white paper came out 11 years ago or 12 years ago. I might be naive, I might be idealistic, but I like to tell people that I think that Bitcoin white paper is just as important as the Declaration of Independence, because they're talking about the same things: the ability to shape your future, make choices about like what you want to be in that space. And it might sound, corny to some people, but I truly believe that. I think some people have really, kind of latched onto that idea from the day that was launched, and they have changed their life. And, they have broken free of the mold of what, the existing power structures in the world have set forth for them, and that the things that they're told that they have to conform to. And I'm not, I'm never a person that wastes time on conspiracy talks or bashing the government or saying, oh, this really sucks, I'll never be a part of this. And no, I'm just the opposite. I want to, I want to change things from the inside and be able to do, what's best for the majority of people, and make a stick to that vision of making the place more safe and fair and equal and more productive and more happy. Because ultimately, I know when people have access to the tools to change their life for the positive, for positive, most people are going to latch onto that like crazy. And where I've said in the past many times that we're special because we're in crypto. We're even more special because we're in DeFi, and DeFi presents opportunities that aren't available anywhere else in the world. And I'm sure there are millions upon millions of people around the world that would do anything to have this opportunity. They might not even know about it, but they dream about something like this, the ability to create an economy with people, create a community, and be rewarded for that financially, and not just financially, but also like emotionally, that sense of ownership, the sense that you did something amazing and spectacular with a bunch of people. And that is one of the dreams of crypto. That's something that it presents that is so hard and so costly to be able to produce in the world. Here we have an opportunity that is it doesn't have all of those costs. It doesn't cost anything other than your time to sit down and type out like reassuring messages for people, or to come up with ideas that help build the ecosystem, be it from a functional perspective, or from a community perspective. There's all kinds of different ways to contribute in a positive manner to the ecosystem. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to the choices that you make, how you decide to do those. And kind of lost my train of thought. So when you kind of grasp onto the power, the idea that you have all of this power, and it's not just an intangible, improbable type of dream. You literally have this type of power, especially in this ecosystem, to control, to create, or to destroy. And I think most people are here for the right reasons, and I can't tell you what your right reasons are. I know why I'm here. And I know where I want to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And I know what I want this space to look like. So I always look at what I want it to be, and then I work backwards about how to accomplish, how to get to that goal in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And to me, it's important to, kind of walk that walk and talk that talk. And I'm sure anybody that looks at my wallet will say, like, what the hell are you doing? You're not taking any type of profit. You're not doing this or that, because I'm not. Because I want this ecosystem to grow. I have a more long-term plan about what I'd like to see here. And it's important for me to, in the physical world, I do consulting and education for crypto for different companies, organizations, etc. And the very first slide I always start a presentation with is transparency creates value. And transparency creates value, and I'll give you the example that I give in the real world, or the physical world, whatever you want to call it. When you live in a community, a neighborhood, and you do something that's selfless, like you mow your lawn for your neighbor who's 85, or you get groceries or a meal for somebody that's older in your neighborhood. You hold the ladder for somebody. You shovel their driveway. Whatever you do, all the people that live in that community, that neighborhood, they see those actions. And they want to emulate that. People emulate good behavior, transparent behavior. There's no reason to hide those things because you're proud about what you're doing. It's not that you need to brag. You're just doing those things because they're helpful. They make you feel good. It helps the other person out probably more than you know. But on the flip side of that is when you do something you're not proud about, you don't go, trumpeting that to the town that like you did some misdeed or you lied or you stole from somebody. Why? Because it has a negative value to the community that you live in and to yourself and everybody, especially that's in your circle of influence. And it's the same thing in crypto, and it's why the blockchain is so powerful, because we can see all of those things that people do, the actions, the positive actions, the negative actions, the misdeeds. And there are times where we have to always take those things in context because we don't know what that person's life is all about. But I would just say I would hope that everybody is here for the right reasons, the responsible reasons to help build this ecosystem. We can't control what other people can do, but at the end of the day, we have ultimate control over what we want to do, how we want to shape the space, and how we want to shape ourselves.
Excellent, Bo. Always good perspective that you add, and we always appreciate that. And AJ, so good to hear your voice. Welcome back, even if it's just a little checking in and checking out. We understand you're still under the weather, but really appreciate you jumping on here.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, brother,
yeah, I
no
hope
doubt.
you had an amazing time with the family. Did you?
I did, man. Yes, no, it was a well-deserved break. I've been burning the candle at both ends, and it was awesome. And I think that's maybe why I got a little bit sick here. But yeah, man, another day or two, I should be 100%. And I appreciate you and Bull really filling in and taking over. So, and Bull, you're 100% right, man. That was a great recap on everything. And again, I know that when we endorse a project, I don't take that lightly. I would hope that people don't use our endorsement as an alternative for doing your own research. I know the reality of the situation is that that may happen, but we never give financial advice here. And moving forward, we're just going to be even more careful, I guess, on the partnerships that we do move forward with, and just realize that this is crypto. I mean, sometimes then not all the teams, I know this sounds super arrogant, but not all the teams have the capability and the wherewithal that we do at EMP. And again, I mean, if anything, I guess it kind of shows, that EMP is one of the very few that really can deliver on everything that we say we do. We make the hard decisions. We don't give up. Even if we're thrown a major curveball, which we really haven't had yet, which has been great, we would do everything in our power to make that right. And unfortunately, a lot of other, teams and protocols don't have that, don't have that in them. And it's really sad. And again, I apologize. It makes me, sad if anybody is in liquid capital and lost money. But unfortunately, that's out of our control, and we just have to move on and again go after the projects that are truly delivering. And I think we have. I mean, Joe, all the detonator upgrades have been absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if maybe you want to go into that a little bit, or I'll let you and Bull again take the lead here. But I will be on if you guys have any specific questions for me. Just let me know. But go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, AJ. And I think I speak for everyone. You don't need to apologize, and we know you did your due diligence, and that's what it is. You can only do so much, and you can't do due diligence on the members of the community, right? So when you do your due diligence on a team, you would hope that they would have the same convictions you do, the same communication lines that you do here. And I think that's just a testament of how great we are. Again, not patting ourselves on the back or saying we're better than everyone, but even when we lost PEG down to the 80% or so, I think without the AMAs and all the communication that we have and the involvement with all the members in Telegram and Discord, that you reassured us that this is a natural cycle and it's going to happen. We're going to lose PEG and it's not the end of the world. And unfortunately, that happens so much in other projects where, like Bull said, it just takes maybe one post for someone to FUD their own bags, which is so stupid when you think about it. Why would you post something so negative and cause a chain reaction with other members? And it just escalates a problem that can likely be fixed. And that term rug pull is used too excessively and improperly, because most of the times it does happen. They do happen. I've been in a couple of rug pulls, but most of the time there's some glitch or something that goes on in the system, and the word goes out that there's a big problem, and people start saying, well, you better pull your money out now or you won't be able to. And then that just escalates to the point where no matter what the team and the developers do, they just can't stay above water to fix it, even though they're trying to fix it. And we've seen that in multiple projects. So AJ, I mean, we know you do your due diligence, and whether it's real life or in crypto, you have to form partnerships to expand. And that's just how it works.
That's a community.
We know that you turn down.
Right, Joe? That's a community. You can't do anything by yourself, right? Like, you can make a decision by yourself, but nobody was born in a vacuum and created everything themselves. It's collectively, it's an effort together where we leverage the skill or the uniqueness of somebody else to make it a better place.
Absolutely. And you think of the people with the highest IQs are not the CEOs and the innovators of the world. They're the employees, or they're doing something else in their own little workshop. Because if you look at all the big companies and the big leaders, whether it be Amazon or Apple or Samsung or Tesla, they're obviously very smart people running those companies and had a great idea. But what they had was a great vision and a great team to execute it, because they know to pull in the right people to get the job done. And that's what AJ does here. So I know he has such a love for this community, and when something like this happens, he feels it on his shoulders. But I can reassure you, AJ, we all know that it was out of your control and you had the best intentions. At the end of the day, we all make our own choices. I invested in liquid capital. I lost some money, but it never came to my mind to say, well, why was this project picked by EMP? It was just like, it happens, and it was unfortunate, and you just keep driving forward. And I just want to let you know that.
For sure, Joe. Well, and I appreciate that. And again, I mean, that definitely comes with experience in the space. I know, those of you that may maybe newer to DeFi and are experiencing this for the first time, you want to turn to somebody for answers. But really, it's also a lesson in personal development, of not trying to, ask for answers. In other words, accepting that it was a decision that you made. You press the buttons. We didn't make you press the buttons. And yes, it sucks. But this is where you learn from your mistakes. I mean, again, moving forward in DeFi especially, I mean, even in the real world, 99% of businesses fail. And, it's people in DeFi especially, they don't understand the undertaking and how hard it is to have a successful project. And I mean, I've been around the space again full time for the last 5.5 years, and I would have never started EMP if I fully did not believe that we could deliver on everything that we've said we can deliver on. Like Joe said, we built an amazing team, both in front of the scenes and behind the scenes. Again, and so moving forward, if anything, it's just a testament to what we have here, and I think that people are going to remain confident in EMP, and if anything, maybe want to, add to their bags at EMP because they know, that they're not going to wake up tomorrow and have a rug pull where, the project is dead based on one, panic sell or bad decision from the team. I mean, and that's what we saw with Liquid Capital. So, yeah, again, we'll do a full postmortem as I have more info, but for right now, it's looking like just some severe miscommunication, and one bad decision led to the entire community, like Joe said, just failing. Because even if with the best intentions, once that FOMO or FUD rather kicks in, the opposite of FOMO, it's a chain of events that cannot be righted even with the best intention. So again, I think it's a lesson for all of us. And now we get to just focus on our own ecosystem now. So hopefully, again, all of you do salvage some from the refund that Liquid Capital will be giving. Right now, it's looking like about 50%. Hopefully, it's a little bit more than that, but we'll see what happens. And not financial advice, but it may be a good opportunity to DCA more into EMP. I know, like I said, Detonator is just absolutely crushing it. All the upgrades to Detonator have been absolutely massive. Every single day, the daily burst has been going up. We've been seeing, a huge amount of volume. We gave away some of the most rewards we've ever given away yesterday. And so, yeah, I mean, we got to focus on what is working in the space, regardless of market conditions. And yes, we are below peg, but remember that, if you're in the farms, if you're in Detonator, you're always able to earn, even with peg being a little bit down. And I mean, it's only a matter of a couple of days with the amount of volume we've been seeing going into Detonator to recover. So I'm still super bullish. We have a ton of more updates in the works. Again, this week it's been kind of crazy, but by next week we'll be able to give a lot more announcements and back to our roadmap of what we're releasing here at EMP. But Joe, I know you've been really vocal on how amazing the Detonator upgrades have been going, and Bull, I know you as well. So yeah, I think that we really are on the right path for Detonator becoming even more incredible than it already is.
Yeah, I mean, the Detonator before was just mind-blowing on what it offered. The ability to grow your LPs, which is exposure to Ethereum, at such a high yield, and the fact that the ROI, I've heard it multiple times on YouTube from different people covering. They were all saying that this is the most sustainable ROI project they have ever seen. And I think that speaks volumes. And the fact that we took something amazing and just made it mind-blowing is just a tough feat. And you guys pulled it off. It's amazing. So yeah, I was pumped before with Detonator. And now it's like it's just face melting on all the things we offer. I mean, look at yesterday. I think LA say we gave out almost $270,000 in one day, and that was insane. We had all buttons pushed. We had largest deposit come in, over 1,000 LPs. We had 3 winners with the lottery, and we had the person push the buy it now button. So yeah, I mean, all that happened in a matter of minutes, and all those people, I'm sure, are smiling today. And I think it was Florida Joe, right, that won yesterday with the lottery.
Yep.
Yeah, he was all excited. He came on, so it was very cool to have someone that we know in the community that's active come on and speak up. So, yeah,
Yes,
really cool.
And a neighbor, I think, of both you and I, Joe. He's down here in South Florida. I know we've been talking and maybe putting together a little bit of a impromptu meetup. So yeah, congrats to Florida Joe on that for sure. He was a big winner.
He invited us over. He said, anytime, AJ. So we're going to head over. And he said he's paying for dinner because he won the lottery.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Dinner's on him. Hell yeah. Perfect.
So bring your appetite, right?
There he is. Speaking of the devil. Yes,
Go ahead,
Joe.
Yeah, anytime, guys. Just come down to West Palm Beach. Dinner on me.
No, we're so excited for you. I'm glad you won. I'm glad you spoke up. And how do you like these detonator upgrades?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I like it before. Let's be fair. I mean, I like it from day one. And, it took me a while to join. But from day one, I was all in. And, when I talked to you a few times, right, how to snap, how to get the big deposit, and I always love it. I mean, this is become my favorite project.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does take a little bit of faith in the beginning when you're figuring it out, because some people don't know, and I'm sure you knew after looking at it, that you put your LPs in and they're locked, so you can't withdraw them. So obviously that makes you want to do your due diligence and get a feel for it. So yeah, anyone going to the detonator should definitely read the white paper, ask questions, make sure they understand what it is. But once you do understand what it is and the power that it has to offer, then I don't think you could find a better ROI project, because again, your LPs structure, half of that is real Ethereum. So you're getting this insane return, 365% on Ethereum. So yeah, when you put in money, LPs into the contract, every 0.15 LP, and where is it on here? So what's the price of an LP, Bo? I'm sorry. Oh yeah, $8.80 today. So each $8.80 of LPs you put in, you get a lottery ticket. And if you put in 7.5 LPs, you get 50 lottery tickets. So those 50 tickets go into the raffle, and that's 50 chances you have of winning. And then it doesn't end there, because once you put your money in, you get 365% back to you, paid in what's called a daily burst. And a daily burst is not a burst that you get at the rollover. It's basically a calculator. It's an estimator of what you can expect to earn over a 24-hour period. So you may have noticed as snipes come in, or deposits, especially a big deposit during the day, you'll see a change even before rollover. And that's because we all get a percentage, 6% split up to all of us, depending on your pool share of that deposit. And so all that gets recalculated in the daily burst and adjusted accordingly. So yeah, the daily burst is an estimator. And so I guess theoretically, if we had no deposits, no withdrawals, if it says you're going to earn 1 LP on the daily burst, right at rollover, you'll earn about 1 LP. That's how it works. But in the real world, people are constantly putting in money. And if you wait till the end, especially the days with the really big multiple snipes, you're going to get a little boost or a burst on that, and you'll actually earn more than your daily burst. And with all the changes in the detonator, with the lottery system and how that works in the buy it now, we've all seen the daily burst kind of stair step up even without action on our part. So that was a huge factor in some of the changes, and it seems to be working out really, really nicely. So as far as the way it's laid out, it used to be called You've Claimed, but it's now been renamed to You've Earned. So under the overview, it's going to show you in the top left what you deposited. That deposit over time will also include compounds, because when you earn those rewards throughout the day, they're called pending rewards. As soon as you claim them or compound them, they get pulled out of that bucket. If you claim it, what you see in pending rewards is what you get in your wallet, because the tax is already accounted for. If you deposit that, meaning you compound, it will go into your You've Deposited, and you will actually get a little 20% boost, because the tax is now refunded or credited back to your account. So 1 LP withdrawn or claimed is 1 LP. 1 LP compounded is 1.25, because it's that 20% extra that you get. And then someone asked today in Discord, they said, I'll eventually, if I do the 6-1 or the 5-2, how long before I hit my max payout? And the beauty is, if you compound more than you claim, you're putting more into the system, into the pool, than you're taking out, which means it won't end. So as long as you're doing that, you will ROI faster on your initial investment, and you'll continue to grow your daily burst and extend your payout. The day that it ends is when the You've Earned equals your max payout. And you would have to claim for a long time to do that. If that happens, it just means you do not get any more pending rewards. It's not game over. If you want to extend it, you can add more funds in and keep the party going. But that's why the 5-2 and 6-1 is so powerful, because it allows you to take a constant stream of claims, which you can then take for profit, or you can put into the farms to earn even more. And you can compound and continue to grow your deposit balance, which pushes up your share balance, which pushes up your daily burst. So it's an amazing system where we can all do the right thing, grow our bags, and have a constant paycheck, as Bo likes to call it. Really, I mean, mathematically forever, as long as we all follow the same responsible claiming and compounding.
That's right. I mean, if you work for a company, like in the real world, right? Like, you don't get paid 7 days a week, and that company is around, in 10 years. Like, and if people started looking at this as more of a business and following that 5-2 and that 6-1, and being, responsible and understanding that having the balance is really the key to being successful in a lot of aspects, because if you have an even-keeled approach to whatever it is, you tend not to get overly emotional one way or another, and especially when we're dealing with these numbers on a screen, where I think a lot of people look at this as monopoly money. And I don't know how you look on it, Joe, but I know I have in the past for years. This was always monopoly money, because I've never taken out $1, and I've been doing this since 2013, so quite a while. And because I've had a long-term plan of where I wanted to get and how I wanted to get there, and you cannot, and that's not to say you don't make bad decisions along the way. You will, but bad decisions are learning opportunities. And when we look at learning opportunities, ideally you don't want to have to pay anything for them. And here, you don't have to pay for those learning opportunities. People are going to tell you, Joe is just laying it out perfectly, of how to treat the detonator, how to treat your position in the detonator if you want to, take that 5-2, that 6-1, and never hit, that max payout, so that you can always come back and, it's Friday, payday, time to, take some profit and, go out to dinner, whatever it is, right? And the point is that the things that you do in this ecosystem will have an impact on the ecosystem. So if you take that balanced approach, and something I really like that you said, Joe, when you were talking to Florida Joe, so many Florida Joes, but so when we look at the detonator, it's 365, but it's locked. You're locked in here, and we haven't been hearing it a lot lately, but we used to hear early and often about like, well, I didn't know that it was locked and that, you know, I couldn't withdraw it. And so I think people are being more diligent about that. But if we look at, you know, your portfolio as a whole, like, I never like to see everybody jump all in, because that's just how I look at things. You know, I'm not a Texas Hold'em all in type of person. So I like to see that balanced approach throughout the system, and understanding that when you're in the other parts of the ecosystem, and, you know, like if you went in the detonator, right, like you want to build it up, you want to keep compounding, so that first day that you claim that it's, you know, it's big, you know, like 6 months later, let's say, it's something substantial, and you're like, oh man, this is great. But, you know, where do you earn profit? Where do you take profit for those 6 months? That's what the farms are for, right? The detonator is kind of that long-term play, if you will, that long-term plan of compound 7, you know, take 0, compound 7, claim 0. And not everybody's going to do that, but for the people that do, you know, you're going to think about like, well, how am I going to get paid? How am I going to make profit in this system? Where do I do that? Well, you do that in the farms. And the reason, you know, you want to take this balanced type of approach about being in all the parts of the ecosystem is because your portfolio isn't going to be reliant upon one part, and your emotions won't be tied to one part of the ecosystem, where I'm sure most people that are listening, we've heard it plenty of times. You know, why is the boardroom not printing? I'm not earning anything. What's wrong with the system? Well, nothing's wrong with the system. We have to be above that TWAP, or the time weighted average price has to be above 101. And so when that's not, a lot of people that rush into eShares get a little bit nervous, and, you know, they might have overbought, paid too much, and didn't understand how it worked. And so I know AJ has preached relentlessly from day one, you know, you need to be in the farms. You need to be in the engine of the system, that EMP-ETH LP. It's part of the magic of the detonator. It's the, you know, the twin, if you will, of the detonator. It bolsters the detonator bolsters it. And so when we look at, you know, where do you want to be? The farm. Well, that's got the lowest APR in the system. That's no good for me. Well, when you understand that really it's the engine for this entire system, you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But what does that really mean? It means that with that being the engine for the system, we have to do everything in our power, make those responsible choices to build it, protect it, and continuously use that as that vehicle to attract new people into the system. And why do we want to attract new people? Obviously, we want to attract new people because we want to grow the system. Everybody that's an owner should want to see new money come in here, and, you know, potentially initially you might see APRs decline a little bit, but as more and more people enter, you know, we see us go over peg. And you know what that means? That means that, you know, when we hit that 101, you know, your eShares are going to start climbing in price. And we always see eShares rise in anticipation of reaching 101. But first and foremost, we know that we need to protect that EMP-ETH LP. Number one, as you know, just as protection for the ecosystem for your investment here. Number two, we want to keep building that, you know, so that you can earn eShares in that farm. And with that eShare, you can do any number of things with it. You can put it to work in eShare BNB. You can expand your EMP-ETH LP farm. You can put a little bit aside for, you know, when the boardroom turns back on. I mean, in the system, you don't want to have things sitting idle. And so I think we've gone into a lot of depth about certain aspects, but I think we're going to, moving forward, we're going to start talking about the other farms quite a bit more, and the importance that they play, you know, in that balanced portfolio, and that the balancing of your emotions, so that, you know, you can earn that daily profit. You can have more avenues of strategy to participate in. And when you're just in that one part of the ecosystem, let's say that, you're a person that came in and you jumped into nodes and you thought nodes were the greatest thing because you could produce EMP and the APR was really high, and then all of a sudden you saw, well, what do I do with this EMP? Selling EMP is bad for the system. Why is that bad? And you see that, okay, well, nodes don't they produce less. When the lower that we are and the longer that we're below that TWAP or PEG of 1.0. And so, you start exploring your options and saying, okay, well, I have other projects that aren't doing well right now, so I'll bring those funds in and pair it up with the EMP that's being emitted off my nodes, and then you're into the EMP-ETH LP, and then you're all of a sudden you're making shares, and as you expand, out into the other parts of the ecosystem and you balance out your portfolio, you're going to start feeling a sense of calm and a sense of purpose here and a real sense of ownership, because all of a sudden more avenues, more doors are really going to open about what you can do, because you're not balancing on one foot, kind of hopping around trying to figure out what to do. You have both feet on the ground, and you're kind of pointing at that part of the ecosystem, that one and that one and that one, and you're starting to study and understand and say, oh, okay, oh wait, the detonator's 365. How do I get in there? I got to put in EMP-ETH. Oh, well, really? Yeah, that's great, because, I got some share coming off the EMP-ETH LP farm right now. I have some node emissions. You take that share and sell it for ETH, match it up with your nodes, and then you have a few tickets every day in the detonator. And, who knows? You could be one of those 300 LP winners. It might be nobody knows. I mean, I know there have been plenty of, we have a one winner, one ticket winner now, a two tickets, and everything else in between. And so when you start taking that balanced approach, more and more opportunities start arising about how you're going to be able to, take ownership and control of the ecosystem and your portfolio and your emotions. And super, super important to be able to control your emotions in crypto, because we see it Joe alluded to it earlier about how, a misplaced post in a forum, especially if you might be a person of influence, can actually absolutely wreck a project. And that in itself is a big reason of why you want to have a balanced portfolio, to balance your emotions, so that you're not trigger happy and you cause a cascade of failures. And because these projects are small, people have that influence, people can do that, and then all of a sudden, because you had an off day, you were mad, and you said something stupid, 5,000 people just lost everything. And so please look at that balanced approach, the ability to, own every part of the ecosystem, and then understand that it's not all about just chasing the highest APR or selling EMP and losing your position in the system, and you getting more upset when over time, as you see a person that might have come into the ecosystem at the same time as you with the same amount, and all of a sudden they're earning and they're gaining knowledge, and you're like, well, I'm doing the same thing. And well, it turns out because you weren't really talking to anybody, you were just kind of doing that one thing, really just one thing. You kind of set it and forget it, and you didn't invest anything past that one singular part of the ecosystem. You didn't put in any human capital. All of a sudden, you might have some regret or remorse, and yeah, no problem, no big deal. All of that is recoverable because this is a daily earning interest machine. And with that being said, right, like, never have the regret of what you should have done. Focus your energy on what you can do right now. And I always look at this like, so ETH is on a bit of a pump. Let's go back to the dashboard here. We're 9% roughly below PEG. That means EMP is at 9% discount right now, because we know it's fractionalized ETH. eShare is fractionalized ETH. And so this whole ecosystem revolves around ETH, but more importantly, this ecosystem revolves around you and the choices that you make.
Excellent, Bo. Yeah, so Bull and I have different approaches, and one is not right or one is wrong. It's really what fits your timeline and what your goals are. So Bull's approach of building heavy in the farms is absolutely perfect because building in the farms gives you e-share for pulling profits, allows you to expand to the boardroom when we're printing, and it gives you flexibility and liquidity. You can move those farm funds if you want. You can move them to Magik or another Autovault. You can sell, break up your LP and buy a node if you want to do that balance strategy where your node emissions equals your farm e-share emissions to make LPs about 50%, 60% faster than farming alone. So there's a lot of little things you can do to kind of squeeze out a little more juice, as I like to say.
Is that how we get more burst? I've been waiting for weeks to say that, so I'm glad you said it.
Oh my gosh! So the farms give you that, and my approach is more aggressive, and that's just my nature. When something clicks with me, I tend to jump in a little bit harder, and that's what I did with the detonator early on, as I've said in past AMAs. So I saw that it paid out higher. Like right now, it's about 3 times higher daily APR than the farms. And when we were in that, big dip with everything where the prices were falling, the detonator, like I said, didn't give a shit. It just kept paying and pumping out those LPs because PEG, below PEG, doesn't affect the detonator's payout. It all has to do with deposits and withdrawals. And we've seen nothing but massive growth. I mean, we hit 117,000 yesterday, and when I started, it was in the 20,000 range. And that was only a few months ago. So I went in hard and heavy, but I had a plan, I went in and I planned to snipe, and fortunately, I've won a few snipes. And fortunately, I won a lottery several months back. It was a funny story. Charlie's the one who told me. I didn't even know. I was too busy looking at other things. And he's like, dumbass, check your account. I know he's on right now laughing.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I think you're confused. He's like, no, you won. I'm like, really? Okay.
So it's worked out really well. So my strategy was to build my detonator as big as possible, as fast as possible, knowing that my funds were locked. So for me, even though it was aggressive, it still was long term because I knew I wasn't taking out my initial investment. Forget the 365. That's going to take longer. I knew that getting in early was going to have its advantages for my personal situation. So today, my detonator earns me the 50 tickets through compounding, 50 tickets through depositing, which is 100 tickets. And then I'm able to feed my farms from the detonator and then expand that way. So I always had a farm position, but definitely heavier weighted in the detonator. So that's the absolute opposite of what Bull does, but that's the beauty. We can all kind of map out our own path and how we want to do it. And the funny thing is, in the end, we'll probably end up with about the same, just a different approach.
Yeah, and that's the great thing, right? Like, I talked about that straight line between 2 points, and we both have different strategies. I think based on that conversation from the other day, I think we both kind of have a goal or an end point of like where we want to reach, and I think we both are very, very close of what we want to see this ecosystem become. And the great thing, it's not cliche, right? Like so many choices, so many opportunities in crypto, but truly, something special is here because you have choice, you have the ability to do what you want to do, but you can make an impact in so many different ways here. And all you have to do, is really get involved, do things.
Something.
Yeah, do something, right? Like, don't have analysis paralysis. Don't sit on the sidelines and wait. Everything in crypto is time sensitive. This isn't a call to invest, but a call to action to invest in yourself. That's it.
Yeah, and I had someone once say to me, every financial decision you make, including the ones you don't make, will have an impact on your future.
Yep.
So that comes back to that whole thing where doing nothing also has an impact.
Yep.
So get educated, do the right thing.
Sure.
So yeah, the Detonator could be a standalone project. We've said that many times, and now with all these upgrades, the big marketing video, I mean, all eyes are on the Detonator now. You can bet on that in DeFi, and we are definitely going to see crazy volume coming in here.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say let's hear about the Detonator, but with that great French accent.
But just one last thing before the
yeah, for sure, man.
The beauty with the Detonator being a standalone project, it's still healthy for the protocol, and we're so fortunate to have it here built in the system. And because Detonator is LPs is liquidity. Liquidity is basically the benchmark of whether a project will make it or not. And we have one of the strongest liquidities in the entire DeFi, and we're doing it with real Ethereum. So the fact that people are locking up LPs in the Detonator, or they have the flexibility of LPs in the farms, LPs are LPs within this whole ecosystem. So it's really fortunate that we have such an amazing system where we have something like a Detonator that's a true standalone project, but have it feed back into the health of EMP overall, including the farms and nodes in the boardroom. It all works together magically.
Yeah, it's a perfect symbiotic relationship where one supports the other. And as Joe said, really, there really isn't a better, greater owned, like liquidity project in DeFi. This is it. This is your chance. This is the best chance you'll have for success in DeFi for a lot of reasons. Charlie, buddy, where are you?
How are you doing, guys?
Good, man. How you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, doing good. The weather is terrible, but Iceland life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta give great advice. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people from the chat knows that, but if you don't, everything is working well together, and I don't want to repeat myself over and over, but there is only one way to hurt the protocol, and I guess we all know which one is that. So you can earn in so many ways that you can only hurt with one. So that's the beauty of it. It's the game theory of it also. But yeah, I heard that you guys want some Detonator recap.
Yeah, man. Hit us with that great French accent explanation of the Detonator.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we have Detonator and Detonator V2, if we can call it like that, or upgrade or whatever. So now, basically, we have an upgrade that concerns about the largest depositor. The largest depositor will earn a minimum of 300 LP, no matter what the value of the largest deposit is. Now, if you deposit over 300, you will receive the same amount of what you deposited. So, for example, if you drop 450, you will earn 450. If you drop 600, you will earn 600. You can earn as much as 3% of the pool balance, meaning that now we have a 115,000 pool balance. If you deposit 3% of that, you will receive 3% of that. If you drop a little bit more than 3%, you will receive the maximum of 3% as a reward. So, and one of the new stuff about the largest is that it's the fact that you can have an accumulation of deposit, meaning if you deposit 100 LP a few hours ago, you would deposit 200 right now, you will have a largest deposit of 200 for the day. You can do that for X reason, but you can do that as a strategy reason and see how the largest deposit grow by the day. So that's one new stuff also. One thing that the relation between the lottery and the largest is the fact that the lottery will also have the 300 minimum each day. And I took the example of if someone deposits 600, the lottery price, will also be 600. But now one new stuff that we have is the fact that at 600 threshold, we will have two winners. And after 600, we will have an incrementation of every 400, meaning that like yesterday, we reach 1,000 LP. threshold, and at 1,000 LP, we will have 3 winners. Each will receive the same amount, meaning 1,077 from yesterday was split in 3. So there is no disparity about those winners. So the more deposit, the largest the deposit, the more winner we have, and meaning you increase your chance of winning this prize each day if this deposit is over 600, meaning that we have at least 2 winners. Another great feature that is working right now is the winning now. It's a lot of money, but again, the fact is when you click deposit and then you go to winning now, you can deposit the amount that is requested. This amount requested is actually 2% of the pool balance from yesterday. Not yesterday, from the last rollover closer. So yesterday, the last rollover was a certain amount that the 2% was 2,298 LP. And you can click deposit and you will deposit this amount and you will receive the same amount. So it's an enter for free mentality about this. And like you can see right now, I don't know, I don't have YouTube open, but if you can go to winning now bull, I don't know if you're in it. You can see that the winning now, your winning now was claimed today. So basically yesterday, right after a rollover, someone deposited this amount and received the same amount as a reward. And the winning now is only available for one wallet, once a day. And sometimes we have a race to it. And we have one time where it was taken in the middle of the day, and 2 times it wasn't taken. So more taken than anything if we take the average. And so yeah, it's a big amount, but again, you receive the same amount as the largest depositor. But this one particular is the fact that you have no competition, if I can say like this, even though in the first day we had some competition for people claiming it. But it's 2%. So again, if the largest depositor, if you drop 2% and you don't get out sniped, you will receive 2%, and you can even go further than 2%, where you go 3% maximum. You can see on the view largest deposit on the UI that we have what we call a scoreboard, where you can see actually at the moment which wallet and what amount is the leader, and also you can see the second and so on and so on. It's kind of a scoreboard, so you can see maybe a accumulation phase if you're strategic and stuff like that. You can also see the yesterday largest deposits, not only the largest, but the largest, plural, and so on. And yeah, that's almost it about the detonator. Don't forget that the pending rewards that you see are actually with the tax included, meaning that if you claim, you will receive this amount, but if you compound, you will actually receive more than that. And these pending rewards that you see, based on incrementation of 0.12, so 0.12, 24, 36, 48, so on and so on, you will receive 1 ticket if you compound. So if you see, for example, if you see 1 LP, divided by 0.12, if you see one LP in the pending rewards, you will actually receive 8 tickets, and you will have some extra, but not enough to get another ticket. So yeah, it's an incrementation of 0.12. You can have a maximum of 100 tickets, 50 from compounding. So meaning that you need to see 6 LP rewards on your pending rewards, before clicking compound to receive a maximum of 50 tickets. And you can also, receive a 50 tickets from deposit. This amount is not based on 0.12 increment, but 0.15. Like you can see on the protocol overview, you can see the ticket price is actually 0.15 LP, meaning $8.80 right now. And again, you will receive a maximum of 50 tickets. You can't have more than 100 tickets in the protocol each day right now. So meaning, yes, big wallets can have a maximum of 100 tickets and you only get 1 or 2 or whatever. But the bigger you get, the maximum still is 100 tickets. That's what I meant. And yeah, so after that, you can see the on the winnings, you can see the lotto winners, the largest depositor of yesterday, the winning of today was the wallet address who took it. And you can see that we have 3 winners from yesterday. It's very important to show that those winners, and like Florida Joe, there is his wallet inside of those 3. And yeah, I don't think I forgot something.
We lost your volume a little bit, Charlie.
Oh, is it? Did someone? Yeah, I see. I'm at 7%.
There you go.
7%.
Oh, you're back.
You're back.
Yeah, someone lower my speaker. I can see on the Telegram.
Really? Huh.
Anyway, I was at 7%. So yeah, I don't know if you guys hear everything right, but
no, it's perfect, man. Very perfect explanation. It's great.
Yeah. So we have 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Don't forget the compound, Charlie. I heard your alarm go off at 5 minutes. That's why we have to speak at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know if it's my detonator alarm or my wake up alarm. I don't know at this point, but
we know.
It's always a good reminder. And yeah, you can get those instant rewards, but don't try to play too cute and get the last drop of this lemon, because sometimes you might drop the lemon.
Yeah.
So it's always better to compound a little bit earlier. At least, like I said, some kind of incrementation of 0.12, so you sure you get your maximum ticket based on your daily burst, and then you can try to squeeze those instant rewards, and maybe you can get another ticket. But don't try to play too cute, and don't try to blame the contract because there is many factors like the
blockchain,
the BSC blockchain. It might be busy for whatever reason. The contract might be busy, but if you compound, usually it's good. And don't forget your ledger and stuff like that. So don't try to play cute. And that said, 20 seconds. So don't forget to compound or claim.
Getting the burst from most of your juice is better than getting no juice and no burst.
Absolutely.
Ooh, is 97 going to hold? What's going on?
That's the beauty. I have an update yet. Let's see here.
Oh my gosh. I think that might have done it. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Yep. Look at that. 97. Holy moly.
Holy crap. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes, if you go under view largest deposit, you click on yesterday, you'll see 97 was the highest and the closest was 68. So that person just won 300 LPs. And also one lottery winner won 300 LPs.
Yep.
So
the UI
today's
oh, there it is. It updated. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking almost $18,000 went to 2 lucky people today.
That's right. Okay. Charlie, win it now is still available, so still claimable. I don't hear you anymore. Are you clicking?
I wish.
Yeah, man.
Now I can. I'm looking at the BSC scan, and yeah, it's not taken already. And yeah, 92. It's a great deal for him, and great day.
Yeah, man. Hey, since we have,
you never know.
That's right. You have to play to win. That's the point. Like, you're not rewarded for sitting on the sidelines. You might be rewarded with information, but if you want gains, you have to do. You have to do. The do. Let me see.
Absolutely.
So, Bo, maybe we'll save the farm conversation for tomorrow when we have more time. Since we covered the detonator in detail today. I think that was great from everybody's perspective.
Yep.
And then tomorrow we'll do the same thing with the farms.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
But maybe we'll get into questions if anyone has any questions.
Maybe let AJ say some closing words or something. AJ, you still around, bud?
Yeah, guys, absolutely. So I know there was a few questions. I saw. I can start with those.
Don't read them. Don't read them. Save your breath, man.
All right, man, no worries. So I know there was 2. You can read them to me, Bull, but the one that wasn't on here that I saw earlier that keeps coming up a lot is the gas fees. I know that that there is a large maximum threshold on gas, but that is not what is actually charged. And we see it daily in Discord for sure, of people that get really upset that they think we're charging a bunch in gas to compound, and really that's not the case. So, Joe, do you want to talk about that real fast?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to comment on you, but I didn't want to be rude. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just updated. We updated the filters today. I was working with Stinky and Will because yes, that's a repetitive thing even in Discord. But here's the real answer on that. It does have to do with network congestion, but the primary driver of that are, like I was talking about, I compound and claim 50 tickets, and there is a cost for processing those tickets on the smart chain. So each ticket is about 3 cents to process. So if you're doing 50 tickets, there's $1.50 right there. The normal gas that you'll see does vary depending on network traffic, but is anywhere from 20 cents up to 50 cents on average. Typically, we see it in the 30 cents range. And then the reason why they had to up that is if you take, it was 0.0075, and even then we were telling people, don't worry, that's just for network congestion, and that is true. But I did it the other day as a test with Jake because I had a failed transaction a few times, and what it was I was over that 0.0075, and when you're doing those 50 tickets, which is $1.50, and high network traffic, you can be in the $2 range. And if it's really, really busy, like say we have a crazy trading day and everybody's on here just going crazy, yeah, maybe it will hit $3, but more than likely it won't. So for 98% of the people, even if you do it near the rollover, you're going to be below 50 cents. Unless you're doing that maxed out 50 tickets, then you can be in the $2 range. And that's really it in a nutshell. So don't worry about that. He has to program that in for people that do the 50 tickets so they don't get a failed transaction, because if he lowered it, it would work most of the time. But then if it fails, you got to pay gas the second time. So I'd rather him raise the threshold, knowing that for most people, it's irrelevant.
For sure. And it's, again, the cost of doing business. I mean, if you have enough of a position that you're able to compound up to 50 tickets, then the $1 or $2 or even $3 gas fee, isn't that big of a deal. But if you're a smaller player, then it really is only 20 cents or 30 cents as a maximum. So, and even if you are in a position where, you have a really small bag, you maybe even lose some money on the compound. If you do that, consistently for a week or two, you're able to actually compound through the loss, meaning, you may take a little bit of a loss on the compound, but by doing that every day, it builds up your position and your overall deposit. And so now, even with compounding, you're able to compound through that loss. And that's really a beautiful part of not only our ecosystem, but compound interest in general. So yeah. All right. Any other questions while I'm on? Bull, for me, or I know you guys pretty much can handle it, but yeah, go ahead.
This one is from Mael683 on YouTube. Would keeping your detonator deposit growth at or above 100% be a good indicator of sustainable investment?
Yeah, so that is a good metric. Again, with the new detonator upgrades, we have a bunch more analytics. Sometimes they can be a little overwhelming, but really, I mean, even that though can be misleading, because you still want to. The number one metric is compounding more than claiming. So, I mean, you may see your growth over 100%. But it's a little misleading, because that takes into consideration, the actual volume entering the pool, your pool share of the overall pool. So, yeah, I mean, there's many ways to kind of measure the health of not only your investment, but of the overall pool balance in general. But at the end of the day, I mean, again, as long as you're compounding more than you're claiming, not only are you doing what's healthiest for the protocol, but you're also doing what's healthiest for you as the investor. Because again, as Joe mentioned earlier, you're actually able to ROI the fastest by compounding like that. Human greed takes over, and you think, well, I want to get into Detonator, and I just want to claim, until I get my initial back. Well, yeah, you can do that, and I mean that is a healthy strategy when investing into other protocols. But Detonator is its own animal. I mean, you actually hurt yourself by doing that, because now you're losing your pool share while everybody else is compounding. So you're actually able to compound faster. I mean, ROI faster by compounding, and that's something really unique to Detonator. And it's why, again, we've seen such amazing success in Detonator, because the more responsible thing for the ecosystem is also the best for you as the investor.
Absolutely.
So I had a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Crusader.
Okay, so I actually have two questions. So my first question is, what is Magik exactly? I was told earlier that it helps the protocol. It helps the EMP-ETH LP. So I just want to know in depth, like, what is that for, and is it a good investment?
AJ, you want me to cover that?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, let me just say, Crusader, happy to have you. You're a new name here, and I'm always happy to see, people jump on the AMA. So yeah, man. Joe, I'll let you take it. Again, yes, you're absolutely right. Magik can be very powerful, and Joe can give you the breakdown. So go ahead, Joe.
Yep, not cutting into your into your part, but just trying to preserve your voice and give you a break.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, go ahead. If you miss anything, I'll be the first to jump in, man. Go ahead.
There
Joe.
you go.
Yeah.
So think of Magik or any of the auto compounders as automated farming. They really are farming, but you're really hiring a farmer to tend your crops, as Bull would say. So if you're in the farms, let's say the EMP-ETH LP, you deposit X amount of LPs, and you're going to earn a continuous stream of eShare. If your goal is to grow your LPs, then what you would do is you're going to claim those eShare rewards at some point. You're going to zap them, which means you're using the zap feature that's going to sell half of your eShare for Ethereum and half of your eShare for EMP. So the half that is for EMP is buying EMP, which is great for PEG, great for the protocol. It marries those two together through the LP structure, and then you deposit it into the farm. So you are continually using the rewards to grow your farms, which then builds the balance, which now you have a higher dollar value, a higher LP value earning against that APR. So it's a continuous snowball effect of compounding your LPs. Now, Magik is basically saying, that takes some work. Let us do it for you. So what they do is they do the same thing. You're still earning eShares with Magik's auto compounder. But every 2 hours on minimum, they're taking the eShare awards from everybody that's invested in it, and they're doing it as one big system compound. So they're selling half of the eShare for ETH and half of the eShare for EMP, and they're adding it to your LP deposit balance. They're doing it on your behalf, so it does not cost you any gas. You don't have to get up and do it, because if, let's just say you have 25 cents of eShare rewards after 2 hours. That doesn't make sense for you to do that, because there's a gas tax. Even if it's only 20 cents, you've just eaten up your profits through the gas to actually claim, convert those into the two assets, and then make the LPs and deposit. So that's a withdrawal gas fee, that's a conversion tax fee, and then you got to deposit. So there's 3 fees minimum just to do that process. If you have a larger bag, sure, you can do it, and the tax is small on the gas. But they're doing it automated every 2 hours, no work on your part. So it's it's not the lazy man's way. I call it, cruise control, where they're doing it, and they pay for the gas. So automated farming is just a great way to grow your LPs if that's your goal. One thing that Magik, why you keep hearing Magik over the other ones, is because they add one extra component. They call it the BBB, the buyback and burn. So they charge a 4.5%, which is pretty standard with all the auto compounders of the rewards to collect for them to do the work for you. And again, it's only 4.5% of the rewards. So it's a very small percentage overall. But they take half of that fee. It doesn't cost you anything. It comes out of their pocket. And they buy fresh EMP. And then they take it and they send it to a burn address. So it gets rid of those EMPs from the circulating supply. So it's a twofold, 2 birds for 1 stone. They're buying fresh EMP and they're burning it. And that in turn also helps drive up PEG and support our project. And that's something they're doing for us special. So yeah, it's really hiring that farmer. He puts the gas in the tank. He does all the work. And he will do it much faster and much cheaper than you can through just doing it in the farms.
Okay, yeah, that helps. That makes a lot of sense.
Does that make sense?
Yep, got it. And
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
I was going to say my second question is about the lottery, the random lottery winner. So there's 3 winners a day, right?
It depends. So you got the largest depositor.
Let Charlie handle this.
Okay.
Let Charlie.
Go for it,
Joe,
Charlie.
because I heard Joe talk a lot, so I was like, you want to take a breath? No,
He wants
so-
to catch
so-
me. He wants to catch me goofing up on something. That's why. Go ahead.
No,
What were you
no.
gonna say?
No, so for the lottery specific, you will have. So we call it a lottery because it's more attractive, but technically in English you can call it a raffle, meaning that you will have at least 1 winner each day. There is no day where you don't have a winner. So that's first thing first. You will have a winner each day. Today is a good day, for example, where the largest deposit, if you see that the largest deposit was below 300 LP. Because it was below 300, and because it is more likely because it was below 600, we had 1 winner. Below 600 of largest deposit, we will have 1 winner. Over 600, we will have 2 winners of the lotto. Over 1,000, we will have 3 winners of the lotto. You can find this incrementation and threshold inside our white paper or detonator guide in Discord. But the thing is, 300 LP is the minimum. So today we had below 300 largest deposit. We had 97 or something. So because it was below 300, we have 1 winner because it's below 600, so 1 winner. But this 1 winner still get 300. Really, 300 it is the minimum for the largest. He deposits 97, he won 300. The lottery prize won 300. If the largest was in between 300 and 600, for example, if he was 450, this largest depositor deposit 450, he get the reward for 450. The winner of the lotto will also get 450, but it will only be 1 winner because we are below the threshold of 600. Yesterday we had 1,072 or 77, whatever. We actually activate the 3rd threshold, which was 1,000, and because it was 1,000 activated, we had 3 winners of the lotto, and that's why it depends each day on how big the largest deposit the sniper is for the day. Always 300 minimum. Over 600, we have 2 winners. Over 1,000, we have 3 winners activated. So is that answer your question or more clarity about that? And you will find the white paper everything written, and you can find this and be clear. But yeah, I cover it.
And real quick, thanks, Charlie. Top left of the detonator, you'll see it say 300 LPs, lottery prize yesterday. That little pop-up gives you the breakdown of how many LPs are needed by the snipe that will determine how many lottery winners there are. So every day you will have 2 winners minimum. You'll have the largest deposit winner and you'll have the lottery winner. I'm sorry, not every day. If it's at least 600 LPs, you'll have a lottery winner. But every day you will have a largest deposit winner. And then depending on how much goes in determines how many lotto winners there are, as long as there's 600. And then the buy it now is totally separate. That's under deposits. And that's someone that doesn't want to compete on the snipe, and they just want to go in.
Just a small correction, Joe. Win it now. Win it now. Say it with me.
Win it now. What did I say?
You've been saying buy it now, but I know why. But win it now.
I've been doing too much shopping in retail. So yeah, win it now. Basically, they just go in with a commitment of 2% of the pool, and they will win 2% of the pool if they lock in that win it now feature. So multiple people can compete for the win it now, but only one person can actually lock it in and secure that win. The other people, their transaction doesn't happen. So they don't lose anything. They just don't get that for the day, and they have to wait for another rollover.
Okay, got it. It's definitely a lot more clear to me now, and I'm a little bit more bullish on the protocol. Thanks a lot, guys.
Awesome, Crusader. Yes, brother. Happy to have you. And any other further questions, let us know. And yeah, man, all the recent upgrades like this are meant to further the sustainability of Detonator. And I know, there was a little bit of soft FUD about, maybe lowering the overall rewards. But really, as we saw today, there's still incredible opportunity where a small 97 LP snipe can still win, 300 LP. So it's killer.
Yeah, it's a 3x, right?
Yep, 100%.
Bing, bang, boom.
And yeah, totally. And real fast before I forget, guys. So I just posted in the Telegram and the Discord. We will be in the Hydro Whales Discord in about 1 hour, 9 p.m. Eastern. Actually, more like 40 minutes now. I will be over there answering some questions. We had AD from Hydro Whales on earlier this week. Bull and Joe did an awesome job hosting him in regards to their new project, Project 79, I think it is.
Yep.
Right, Bull?
Yep.
The gold periodic number.
Yep.
So yeah, and so for those of you that want to continue with us over there, feel free to join. But we have another about 30 minutes before we gotta jump off and head over there. But and Joe and Bull, haven't even asked you guys if you're available. Feel free to join me over there, and we can tag team it. And Charlie, if you're there as well, brother, anybody from the army wants to join me, I'll make sure we get you on the stage to talk. So, Bull, is there any other last minute questions? I think there may have been 1 or 2 more on YouTube.
Was there?
I saw one about bonds. I mean, I can kind of just go into that real fast.
I answered it in the chat. If you bring the basic gist is, does that help? Does purchasing bonds help? If you bring in fresh funds like ETH and buy EMP, and then use that EMP to buy bonds or purchase bonds, yes. But if you're using existing EMP to purchase bonds, no, it does not help PEG.
For sure. Yep. Great explanation. And again, I mean, yes, bonds are great, but Detonator has been such a beast that any LP that you purchase, or if you're zapping into Detonator, that also helps PEG. And it's why Detonator is just so powerful, and no other seigniorage protocol has Detonator to help them. I mean, it's a built-in mechanism that not only gives you multiple ways to earn by claiming some of your LP from Detonator and putting it into the farms. But then on the other side of things, it's also a built-in PEG support from people purchasing those LPs to go into Detonator. So, and we do see, it seems like a lot of people, are not using a lot of their LP from like fresh capital. They're maybe just moving some of their farm LP into Detonator, and that's okay too, because when they put it into Detonator that way, then it's locked, and so it is beneficial no matter how you look at it. But we would always recommend keeping your farm position to have that liquidity and be able to earn e-shares, and then use fresh capital to pair up and go into Detonator. So again, that's not financial advice. That's just different strategies based on what your goals are.
Perfect. I think we're good here. Why don't you take a break before we get over there? We want you rested and recovered, and I know you want to answer every question all day long, every day.
Thanks, Bull. Yeah, man. I'm chomping at the bit to be back.
I know.
Yeah, I missed all you guys. Again, I really appreciate all of you stepping up in my absence. And give me another day or two. I'll be 100%. But we're always working again. I mean, you can't keep me away. I've been working on a lot of stuff. We have a huge announcement coming, hopefully next week. That I know I've been working on. Really hard. I know I was super excited for our Splinterlands, announcement as far as use case, and this is another announcement along those lines that I'm super excited about. So bear with us, guys. Again, this last week has been kind of letting dust settle, let all the changes and upgrades to Detonator come through, and then again, we'll have more bullish announcements next week as we get back into the groove. I think all of us have been burning the candle. I know Joe was a little sick. I know Bull, you've been sick, or not sick, but just nonstop, even LA. So we all had to go through the cycle, and now we'll be back and ready to handle it full speed ahead. So all right, I'm going to take a break real fast. I'll see you guys over in the Hydro Whales Discord.
Perfect. Thanks. Good to hear you back, AJ. Don't overdo it. Let's slowly ease you back in. Everybody wants you here every day, but slow and steady wins the race here at EMP. It's the responsible thing to do, so don't get carried away and get unbalanced. So that being said, we're going to end the stream. We're going to end the Telegram live chat as well, and then we're going to head on over to Hydro Whale, so that's in 30 minutes. So everybody has that opportunity to get yourself a bite to eat, step away from your computer a little bit, do some push-ups, jumping jacks, whatever, go outside, get some sun on your face, and we'll see you over there. So bye-bye.